Shishimali Divine Graces, Confound Acharya, Jagat Guru Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Jayam Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Pariva Jagacharya, Astuta Rasita, Shishimali Divine Grace, La Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Kodi Vaishma Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya, Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Guru Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Omnita Ananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sadi, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopinath Shampur Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Mathura Dham Ki Jai, Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Ganges Mai Ki Jai, Tulasi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samābhyaḥ Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Sri Guru Sri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padya Krishna Prisaya Bhutale Smriti Bhakti Tirtha Shamnamaste Krishna Pada Upada Shitanamana Shri Gaura Karuna Sakti Bhakti Tirtha Tinamana Om Agyana Tivirandasya Gyananjana Salakayan Chakshurvalunitam Jana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Saptam Jena Bhutale Swayambhūr Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Utapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnava Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaguna Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahaguna Lalita Sri Visakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisai Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhani Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Panchakal Patarubhyascha Kripa Sandhyaye Vachan Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Srila Prabhupada ki Isopanisad ki Jai. Hare Krishna. We continue our discussion on Sri Isopanisad. We will continue from where we stopped last time. From mantra 8. So on the board we have the Lord mercifully supplying everyone's desire since time immemorial. The Lord has been supplying all our needs since time immemorial. He's not tired. There's so many people who have stopped giving charity because they don't feel recognized. They don't feel appreciated. They stop giving. But Krishna has been giving, even though not even appreciating him or even recognizing him. We actually denounce him. But he's giving. And he never complained of scarcity, like the sun. There's no scarcity. The sun is not supplying, or we are deficient of light. It is always there, always. So that is Krishna's supreme nature, supreme position. A living being desires something, and the Lord supplies the object of that desire in proportion to one's qualification. Prabhupada said that. In this mantra, as well as in many others in the Vedas, it is clearly mentioned, from time immemorial, the Lord is supplying. Not just starting today. There is no scarcity. Scarcity is due to our greed, not because Krishna does not have. It's our greed by bringing scarcity. The living being, first of all, desires, And then the Lord supplies the object of desire in proportion to the degree of the qualification. That is the Lord's causeless mercy. This one purport in the first canto. And Prabhupada mentioned that Vidura gave a lot of blessings to the Sarastra, but Krishna checked it. Looking at his record, Krishna stopped all, all the benedictions he gave to him. Krishna stopped it. You are not fit for it. He didn't give. We will get according to his qualification for it. Just like I may have a desire to have a skyscraper. Do I have the money? I should have the money before I can have it. So desire is there, yes, it's good to have the desire. We should also have the legibility to do it. Is it clear? If a man wants to be a high court judge, he must acquire not only the necessary qualifications, but also the consent of the authority who can award the title of high court judge. Perfect analogy, perfect. Direct. The qualifications in themselves are insufficient for one to occupy the post. It must be awarded by some superior authority. The mercy of the Lord is also required. This morning, Nutan Prabhu was saying that there's some social organizations who believe that everything comes by mercy. I don't have to do anything, just wait by mercy. That is foolishness. It doesn't just come like that. There must be some effort to attract it to come. When a living entity comes to know his constitutional position and he asks to be accepted into transcendental association of the Lord in order to render transcendental loving service unto him, the Lord grant that. The living beings, under the influence of material nature, ask for many other things. Nonetheless, the Lord is so kind that he allows the forgetful living entity to continue in this way without interference. That is a sign of love. He has the ability to force us to do what he likes, but he never does that. He will allow us to desire it, then he will facilitate it. If a living being wants to go to hell, the Lord allows him to do so without interference. And if he wants to go back to home, back to Godhead, the Lord helps him also. There's one interview and Prabhupada was having, and the journalist asked him, Swamiji, if Krishna doesn't want you to come here, why are we here? Prabhupada said, you force him to do that. That's all. He doesn't want to come here, but we force him. I want to go. Okay, go and see. And we are here. We force Krishna to allow us to come here. So we should not blame him for whatever is happening to us. It is our desire. He didn't push us down here whimsically. We ask for it. So so the Lord allows. Go. Have practical experience. How does a child behave? If a child sees fire, how does he behave? You want to touch it. The mother is withdrawing the hand. How long will it take the child to go back there? He will continue to go there. That is our our nature. So the mother said, okay, touch the fire and see. Who should be blamed? No, the child said, mother, why do you allow me to touch the fire? Why? Should have stopped me. Hey, I've stopped you many times. But my stopping is not giving you sense. So, some of us need to learn by experiencing it. Even though some of us, even by experience, will still not learn. But the majority of us will learn by physical experience. Those who are very intelligent, they learn by hearing. not by physically touching or even not learning at all, even having the experience. But that is what is going. We cannot blame anyone for whatever is happening with us. We cannot blame anyone. No one. Do we blame someone for our fortune? Huh? Prabhu, you caused my fortune. Do we say like that? I did. But my problem, it is you. My fortune, it is me. Right? Prabhu, want to add something? Want to add something?
I'm reading that third bullet.
Okay.
Best I can.
Can I see? Can you see? I can expand it. But now it will go inside. Let me reduce it.
What I was thinking of was that the way only with the mercy or sanction of the Lord, not by your personal qualification, can you actually achieve a position. Because everything is his energy and his properties. Everything's his. So if the soul really, really wants something, they can't get it just by wanting it.
Yes.
So I was thinking of this morning's class. Because it said in that purport that there's no fooling Krishna.
Mm.
You dress up as a devotee, follow all the regular practices, go to the temple programs, you chant your round, but as an intimate say, but are you ready to fully surrender? He said, not yet. He used those two words. Yes, I want to surrender, but not yet. Krishna knows, even if we don't say that out loud, that may be in our mind and our heart.
Mm.
Not yet because I still want to have sex.
Mm.
Not yet because I still want to have money.
Mm.
Or this or that. There's no tricking Krishna. we may trick all the devotees in the temple. They may think, oh, it's so advanced.
Yes.
So that's what I was thinking, that Krishna
Yes.
sees through all the pretenses.
Yes. Yes.
And knows the true motives of every soul.
Yes.
That's almost scary, but wonderful at the same time.
Mm.
You can't have bad motives because Krishna's going to know it.
Yes.
And anyone who thinks, I'm doing it in secret, there's no such thing.
Yes.
That was the purpose.
Yes.
There's no such thing as doing anything in secret.
Right. Hare Krishna. Yes. We may be a very good gardener, very experienced gardener. We have also very good seed, maybe organic seed also. If the soil is not proper, what will be the importance of your experience and the powerful seed? Do you understand? Huh? The soil, you are planting the seed on sand and not on soil. With your experience, with all the good seed, everything is perfect, but the soil is not soil, it is sand. Will it germinate?
No.
You have a good harvest? So we can chant, we can attend program, we can do, but if the motive is not correct, we'll make advancement. Krishna, look at that, omniscience. He see. Oh, this person. The problem is, when Krishna will respond to that, many of us who are external devotees will think that Krishna is not protecting his devotees. See, this devotee is so wonderful. You wake up 10 o'clock, he sleep for only 1 hour. He's chanting 62 rounds, 64 rounds every day. He's doing a Kadasi, complete Nirja, all Kartik Vrad for whole month, 128 rounds. Why this thing happened to him or her? It is discourages us. Therefore, it is very important for us to know the plate we are putting our food on or in. We should know the soil we are planting our seed. It is very important. Yes, Prabhu.
So I was thinking, since every living entity has material desires,
Yes.
unlimited material desires.
Yes.
So if you're a devotee practicing, and you start feeling those material desires pop into your thoughts,
Yes.
the choice right that moment is, oh, I want that, and be attached to that, or I wish I didn't have that thought, I wish I could be pure. The process will purify us if that's what we want.
Yes.
So there's no denying we're going to have material desires.
No, it's there.
What we do about it, that's our free will, that's our choice.
Exactly.
And that's what will determine whether we make further advancement or we're staying at some platform where we will never be able to really advance.
Yes.
I was just thinking, that's for every one of us. When the material desire or need comes to us,
Good.
how you react to it.
Bhagavad Gita 270. Bhagavad Gita 270. 270. Very powerful purport. And Papa, just give me. Yeah, I'm going to read it myself. Prabhupada said, although, this is Prabhupada's purport, 270. Although the vast ocean is always filled with water, it is always, especially during the rainy season, being filled with much more water. But the ocean remains the same. Steady. It is not agitated, nor does it cross beyond the limit of its brink. That is true. That is also true of a person fixed in Krishna consciousness. As long as one has the material body, the demands of the body for sense gratification will continue. The devotee, however, is not disturbed by such desires because of his fullness. Because of his fullness. A Krishna conscious man is not in need of anything because the Lord fulfills all his material necessities. Therefore, he is like the ocean, always full in himself. Desires may come to him like the waters of the rivers that flow into the ocean, but he is steady in his activity, and he is not even slightly disturbed by desires for sense gratification. That is the proof of a Krishna conscious man.
Can you read that last sentence one more time?
Yes.
So we can have it sink in.
Yes. Desires may come to him like the waters of the rivers that flow into the ocean, but he is steady in his activities, and he is not even slightly disturbed by desires for sense gratification. That is the proof of a Krishna conscious man. One who has lost all inclination for material sense gratification. Does it make sense?
Why we worship Lord Trinity and those spiritual nails that could rip apart a whole universe.
Yes.
He can certainly rip out the dirt in our heart.
everything, completely.
That's what we're asking, begging.
Yes. Rthān Prabhu said, so that means you have to believe that I can become a pure devotee. This one he said. So I can become a pure devotee from this. So there is a chance for me to become a pure devotee. Yes. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Is it clear? All living beings, another name for Krishna is paribhūḥ. Paribhūḥ means what? The greatest of all. All living beings beg from him. All living beings beg from Krishna. The impersonalists beg for liberation. Is it not true? Yes. They beg for liberation, not from themselves, from Krishna. Those who have not realized constitutional position have to beg for sanctification. So everyone, the materialists, the yogis, the monists, we are all beggars. All. Suppose you wake up in the morning and there is no sun. What will you do? No sun. What do we do? Huh? Well, if Krishna said today, you're not going to work, what will you do? The doctor can do anything? Huh? We are all beggars. Therefore, Isopanisad wants us to recognize what? Lord Krishna's position and our position.
Maharaj,
Yes.
how the atheist will beg? Atheist.
The atheists, how they beg. Oh, very good. Very good question. Yeah, thinking. How the atheists beg. We said everybody begs. How did the atheists beg?
Oh, how does the atheist beg?
Did they beg anything from Krishna?
They beg from the man like working, begging from the man but ultimately given by Krishna. How to understand?
Yes. How do they beg? How do atheists?
They beg to forget Krishna.
Okay. Krishna said from me counts remembrance and forgetfulness. Okay.
Beg for sense gratification from material energy.
Maybe.
Beg for sense gratification from material energy.
Maybe.
Right? Yes, Prabhu.
The atheist is always begging to be better than everyone else, to be more famous than everyone else, to be wealthier than everyone else, than more beautiful, whatever his atheism desire is, it has to be in relation to envy. Because what makes you an atheist? Envy is the energy. Nescience is the energy. So with envy, that means an atheist is automatically not pious. He automatically wants to be competing and better than everyone in his field. Or everyone, whatever. He goes to a gym, he wants to be the best. All these things. That's what the atheists beg.
Yes.
Fame, adoration, distinction.
Yes. Hiranyakasipu perform heavy austerity for what? What did he do austerity? Hiranyakasipu. Need power. From who? Yeah? So Brahma. Heavy austerity he did. Nobody can do that. You want something.
The reason I said that is because in the next mantra, which is my favorite, one of my favorites, those who desire sense gratification are not the lowest.
Yes.
There's another group that's even lower, and that's coming up.
Yes. Yes.
And that's the atheist group.
Right. Yes. If the living beings were equal to the Lord in potency, there will be no question of their begging from the Lord, even for so-called liberation. They need it. So we beg. Swayambhūr. Krishna is self-sufficient. He is self-sufficient. When Lord Krishna appeared on earth, more than 5,000 years ago, not 5,000, we only use 5,000, but it's more than 5,000 now. More than 5,000 years ago, he displayed his full manifestation as the personality of Godhead through his various activities. Right? We already discussed how Krishna is complete and how he is perfect. So he's self-sufficient. He has everything he needs. So we beg from him. We beg from him. Everything we beg from him. That is his position. Krishna kills so many powerful demons without any extraneous endeavor. Yes. Very easily. Without asking for strength from anybody. Krishna begged Kamsa for protection, for mercy. But Krishna begged his devotee for mercy, but not demons. Krishna cried before Mother Yashoda. He didn't cry before Musika and Tanuri. Krishna, he didn't cry before them. He killed them easily. That is Krishna. Agashura is a personality that all the demigods chant one mantra every day. Oh, when will Agashura be killed? Oh, when will Agashura be? Demigods are chanting this mantra every day. Krishna have difficulty killing Agashura? Very easily. Very easily.
But in an incredible way.
Yes. 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 That is Krishna. Self-sufficient. Krishna lifted Govardhan hill without ever practicing any weightlifting. He didn't go to yoga ashram to go and practice. Yes, he didn't go to gym to practice. Even mystic college, Krishna didn't go there. He didn't go there to go and learn about mystic power. He is himself the source of power. That is his position. Is it not? So he has everything. He is self-sufficient philosopher who fulfills all desires since time immemorial. Not from now. Not from now. That is his nature. That he fulfills all desires. Yes. Without reproach. Krishna is without? Krishna is without? Yes. He danced with the gopis without social restriction and without reproach. Did he care what people will say about him? Krishna cared what people will say about him? He didn't care. Not even Krishna himself. Not even Krishna himself. See, when the Brahmana's wife were going to Krishna, do they remember Kamsa? They remember their husbands? They went straight to Krishna without obstruction. Nothing stopped them. You see, those who did not go to Krishna were their husbands. When their wives came back, they started lamenting, oh, to hell with our learning, to hell with Brahmanical culture, to hell with our scholarship, to hell with our high bed, to hell with our this thing. Oh, but our fortune is that our wife has gone to Krishna. So let us go now and see Krishna. No, we cannot go because Kamsa will get to know and will problem. The wives remember Kamsa? No. Why? Why the wives didn't remember Krishna, their husband remember Krishna? Why? What's the problem? The Brahmana's wife did not remember this person called the Kamsa. Only their husbands remember. What is the problem? Please say something. What's the problem? My friend, talk. Yesterday, prasadam is still on your stomach. Heavy fish. They love of their wives as superior. The love they have for Krishna is supreme. Therefore, they didn't have any external reasons, external obstacles. They went straight to Krishna. For the husband's love, they don't have any love. They are simply attached to a sacrifice. Swaha, swaha, swaha. Who is the object of the swaha? They don't know that. They don't know. If they know, they would have gone to Krishna. They didn't go there. The cowhead boys told them, the person we are doing this jagya for is just here. And we came with him. He needs some food. So give us some food so we can give to him and we also shall eat. Swaha, swaha. They didn't listen to them. They have no love for Krishna. That's the problem. They don't have love for Krishna. But their wives had love for Krishna. Therefore, nothing stopped them from going to Krishna. No obstruction. Even the gopis that Costa called that couldn't go, they changed that Buddha and went to Krishna. Right? This verse. Nothing is unachievable by a devoted devotee of Krishna. Nothing is unachievable. You find the same verse in the 7th canto. The 7th canto, you have similar verse. Nothing is unobtainable by a devotee of Krishna. So this is Krishna's position. The relationship between the gopis and Lord Krishna was worshipped even by Lord Chaitanya, who was a strict sannyasi and rigid follower of disciplinary regulations. So Krishna is without blemish. Krishna is without blemish because he is eternally, Krishna is eternally perfect. Śuddham. Even an impure thing can become purified just by touching Krishna. Is it not? Prabhupada said. To confirm this, Isopanisad says that Krishna is antiseptic. Krishna is antiseptic and what? Apāpa-viddham, prophylactic. That is Krishna. Means what? Even an impure thing can become purified just by touching Krishna. For example, what's the example? Example, give me example to. Huh?
When he was tied up with a swamp and the two trees stop, then they become two persons. They came out. They were actually cursed at the time.
I can't understand the word.
Not only that, but are you quoting from where Prabhupada wrote prophylactic and antiseptic? Because that's what our teacher is asking for. What did Prabhupada say about it? Not what we think. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu, we want to say something. Yes, tell us.
Hear him back here.
Yeah, tell us something. Yeah, thank you for your contribution.
In Bhagavatam we find the example of Putana being said because she had very impure intentions to kill Krishna. But Krishna saw that she wanted to feed me and therefore he gave her the position of a nurse.
Very good. Very good. So, yeah, Prabhu, go ahead.
In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu touched the heart of Amogha. And as soon as he touched the heart of Amogha, Amogha's enviousness got vanished.
Very good. Very good. Something else? Why do we go so far? What about ourselves? What about ourselves?
If you try to chant the holy name,
We chant the holy name, what will happen?
in the pure state,
We become pure.
Seems so far.
Why we go too far? Why don't we begin from ourselves? The closest. You chant the Hare Krishna mantra. What happened? Become pure. Yes, become pure devotee. Right? As you say with the pure devotee, we also become pure devotee. Prabhupada give an example of iron in the fire. It will develop all the qualities of fire, yes. If you touch it, it will burn you. Is it not? And to confirm this, Sri Isopanisad says that he is antiseptic and prophylactic, pure and uncontaminated. He is antiseptic in the sense that even an impure thing in the estimation of the mundane world can become purified just by touching him. The word prophylactic refers to his association and is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita that it is said that a scrupulous devotee may appear in the beginning to be durachar, not well behaved. Yet he is still to be accepted as pure because he is on the right path. That is the prophylactic nature of Lord's association. See? We should start from here, from where we are. See, that is where Prabhupada started. He gave an example of ourselves. We all conditioned, so coming to Krishna will become unconditioned. By association with Krishna in many ways, by devotional service to him, by chanting his holy name, by hearing his messages, by seeing his deity in the temple, hearing his messages, associating with himself and his devotees. All these wonderful processes, bathing in Ganga is there, Tulsi Devi is there, devotees association is there. We get purified. We are getting purified. See, the whole day yesterday celebrating Lord Nityananda, hearing beautiful activities of Lord Nityananda in our society. What else do we need? Then a beautiful Abhishek also. Then Zumtios Prasadam. What else? All these things make us pure. That's why we're doing them. So we should not go too far and forget ourselves. That is Krishna. So pure, perfect. The Lord is apāpa-viddham, that is, nothing like sin can touch him, even if he may do something which appears to be sinful. Such actions are all good, as there is no question of the Lord being affected by sin. Is it not? That is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Perfect and complete in all respect. śuddham, most purified, often compared to the sun. The sun exerts moisture from many untouchable places of the earth, and itself remains pure.
That's the example that our teacher was looking for, which no one said.
Yes.
Antiseptic and prophylactic. Prabhupada said that's just like the sun
Yes.
taking filth, water, and just making it pure.
Yes. And it remain pure, yes, not contaminated.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
that's what the sun does.
In fact, it purifies obnoxious things by its sterilizing effect. If the sun is so powerful, although only a material object, we can imagine the purity and strength of the all-powerful Lord Krishna. Just look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Is Krishna not wonderful?
Yeah.
So we should give our life to Him completely. Is it not? Yes, Prabhu.
When yāthātathyato Maharaj was giving that class,
Yes.
talking about how Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda rode together, the text compares it to the sun and the moon
Hmm.
rising at the same time, and
Yes.
the purport compares it to thousands of suns all at once. One sun is so amazing. What if there's thousands and
Yes.
thousands of suns, which there are, since there's millions of universes.
Yes.
And that's all from Krishna, right back.
Mhm.
Suddenly appeared in front of us. We would have a big problem until we get to that final mantras about
Exactly.
this is so glaring.
Exactly.
Please remove the effulgence.
Yes. Should pray for that. Remove this glaring effulgence. I can see you. We will get
The
there.
effect of one sun. We
Yeah.
should meditate on this as we're walking around.
Hmm.
The effects of one sun, and what if there were tens of thousands all at once? Our mind can't even imagine.
Mhm. Yes. When in Dwarka, when Krishna is going, when Krishna is coming out from his palaces, he is how many?
One.
No. When Krishna is coming from the palaces, how many? 16,000 years. It's 16,108. But when he get outside, how many? One. It's one. And when he return from the office and they enter in, go back to 16,108.
Now, I'm glad you gave that as an example. From what we know of this earth, the wealthiest people, they may have somewhere between 5 and 10 different homes.
Yes.
And their people are so amazed.
You worship them.
10 homes. And there's Krishna with 16,000 houses all at once. What
One
is
island. On one island.
Yeah, what is
Yes.
Krishna. But we
Yes.
get so caught up in hearing about these rich people, celebrity people, they are insignificant next to Krishna. That's
Yes.
what we have to remember. That's why that's such a great pastime that you brought up.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, let's look at mantra 9. Probably one of his favorites, so we are there.
It's very intense.
Yes. You can chant the sloka. Andhaṁ tamaḥ praviśanti ye vidhyam upasate tato bhuya evete tamon yau vidyayam rthān. Read the translation.
Those who engage in the culture of nation activities shall enter the darkest region of ignorance. Who are still engaged in the culture of so-called knowledge. Versus still those who engage in the culture of so-called knowledge.
So if you're entering into the darkest region, what could be worse? But somehow, these people that cultivate this type of nescience for the world population, the darkness they go through is much worse.
Yes. And
Hare Krishna.
millions of birds in that species. Millions of birds. 1620, 1619? Bhagavad Gita chapter 16, 19, 20. Bhagavad Gita chapter 16, text 19, 20. Krishna said, I cast them.
I forever put them back. Is that
Yes.
I perpetually cast.
Yes. See the word Krishna used. I
Perpetually.
perpetually Cast them. Yes. See Krishna? When one sins in knowledge, yes, sir.
No, I just was thinking, in the Christian concept, there's eternal heaven. There is two options. Either you go eternally to heaven, or you go to heaven. So Krishna places some living entities eternal, perpetually. That means eternal, doesn't it? Almost near.
Yeah, the word perpetually used, but there is a chance for us to get out.
You haven't gotten to the sentence where Prabhupada says it's more than 99.9% of everybody who's alive.
Yes.
You haven't gotten to that one yet.
Yes.
Sorry.
But what Krishna wants is what this devotee is preaching, pulling them out of that.
Yes. Ignorance, avidya, versus knowledge, vidya. See another contrast. Mantra 3 refers to different types of killers of the soul who do not understand and follow the Savyasa principle. In Mantra 9, 2 types of these persons are described: the materially ignorant and the materially knowledgeable. Materially knowledgeable. Mantras 9, 10, and 11 are very perplexing when taken literally. Mantra 9 says both avidya and vidya are bad, as they both lead to darkness. Mantra 10 says avidya and vidya award 2 different results. And 11 gave both avidya and vidya have to be cultivated together to attain liberation. You see? So let's look at it carefully and get some understanding from it. How is vidya avidya? And we'll look at what is real vidya. Can you see? Is it better? Avidya. Being engaged in activities of sense gratification. Who? Prabhupada just mentioned, huh? Karmi is 99.9% of the human population. What? Avidya, yes. Avidya. They engage under the flags of industrialism, economic development, altruism, political activism. 2. Also called mudas, asses, symbol of stupidity. This is avidya. So let us look around everything and see. Where's our population? We are in the society of avidya. This is the situation we have. Then vidya, so-called knowledge, more dangerous. Why? Why is it more dangerous? Because it is mistaken and misguided. The example Prabhupada gave is what? What example Prabhupada gave? See, my question now is on the board there. First one. Yes. Because it is misguided mistaken and misguided. Example is cobra with a valuable jewel. Mayapur decoration on a dead body, and yes, vyadadhāc rthān. This is Bhagavad Gita 242. You've seen this. How does the cobra get that jewel on the head that shines? How does he get it? A cobra that has that jewel. How does he get it?
I don't know if it's correct or not. If it didn't, didn't use his poison, the poison all will go up and it will make like crust.
Yes.
Crust jewel.
Yes. That the cobra have never beaten any person.
Yes, then
The poison is condensed and condensed and condensed until to the jewel on the head. So that cobra, if he bite you, not medicine.
No?
No medicine. No cure.
No.
Finish. If he bite you. Similarly, yes, they are very, very dangerous. Yes, very dangerous. Yes. Mundane, mistaken mundane educators. You see? Very dangerous. So-called knowledge. Previously, people might be uncomfortable, but now people are comfortably miserable. If you go to the hospital, his hand is jacked up, the leg is jacked up with tubes and things and the drip. How are you? What's the answer? What's the answer? I'm fine. Is that fine? Huh? Is that fine? In this place like this? But that is what everybody is thinking. Everyone is thinking that I am enjoying my life and you should not interfere with my enjoyment. Suffering is enjoyment. That's the material world. So dangerous the situation we are in. Martin Luther King said, we have guided missiles and misguided men. Right? Sri Isopanisad is more applicable than at any other time in the past. Modern civilization has advanced considerably in the matter of mass education, and yet the result is that people are more unhappy than before on account of too much stress on material advancement, without any taste for the most important aspect of life, which is the spiritual aspect. We can see that very clearly. As far as Vidya is concerned, the first mantra of Sri Isopanisad has explained very clearly that the Supreme Lord is a proprietor of everything, and forgetfulness of this fact is called ignorance. The more a man forgets this fact of life, the more he is in darkness. And in view of this, a godless civilization directed towards the so-called advancement of education is more dangerous than a civilization in which the mass of people are less advanced. Yes, bro. Give the mic.
I have a prophet story about this. You may have heard me say it. Srila Prabhupada and I were sharing sleeper car on a train, and Prabhupada was looking out the window as we were going past one village after another. We were on our way to Kumbh Mela from Mumbai, but prayaga. As he was seeing the countryside and the villages and so on, he, with his hand, he said, "All illiterate."
Illiterate.
And so I was thinking, what is Prabhupada going to say next? That are we supposed to provide? We're supposed to make people literate, provide education. I had all kinds of thoughts about what he was going to say next.
Yes.
I was not expecting what he said. He said, "That is Krishna's mercy on the people of India." I never heard anyone say that being illiterate is the mercy of God. So I was very amazed and wondering what is he going to say next. He said, "They have been spared the Darwin nonsense and the Big Bang nonsense. And they don't know anything about that. So that's a blessing. It's much worse if they know about that."
Yes.
And that's dumb versus this group that spreads these false, godless teachings. They're worse. So that was what Prabhupada said.
Yes. Beautiful.
Where illiteracy is Krishna's blessing
Yes.
in this time.
Yes. Because that will help us not to waste our time for sophisticated ammunitions and busy with the skyscrapers and forget about the goal of life.
And we think we're better.
Yes. Yes.
You have some Western education, you
Yes.
think you're better than someone.
Exactly.
What illusion that is. Okay, Prabhupada.
Yes. Yes, bro.
I had a similar story to share, Prabhu. I was just in Jagannath Puri, and as we were doing parikrama, I was in a auto rickshaw with some devotees, and we're from the West. So we were noticing how in these alleys, there's many small shops, and they're very simple village people, probably illiterate, and we noticed how happy and simple they were, even on a mundane level. And we were just saying, in the West, we're working so hard, day and night, weekends, stress, job, economy, politics, and they don't even have our education, and they're living much happier than us.
Yes.
So what's real success?
Yes. Very good. Yeah. It's punishment. And this is fortune.
When the devotees first read Sacred Charitamrita, especially Bhakti-lila, it would be discussed that how can this be the highest souls from the spiritual world living in such poverty, such abject poverty? The Western devotees could not relate at all to what was being described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And it takes many years for a Westerner to begin to see how, what you just said, what you had observed, they're so blissfully happy that the trappings of Western wealth mean nothing. In fact, they're distractions.
Yes.
So that, I know that devotees in the West had a hard time at first with the Chaitanya Charitamrita because it seemed that all of these great souls are really living in a way that no one in the West could imagine. And they're the highest souls of the spiritual world. Come down to live like that. How the Westerners couldn't understand it at all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I have a question to Her Holiness. We studied before illiterate, even if one is according to his prarabdha, if one is illiterate, you have a sinful personality.
Illiterate? Sinful?
Illiterate, if one is not educated, it's a result of his past sin.
Yes.
Now we are seeing a completely different vision. If one is an illiterate, is a mercy of Krishna. Completely contradictory. It's about
Did you
the
hear why? Did you hear what Prabhupada said? Why it's a blessing?
They didn't hear this Darwin's mundane so-called curse.
So your education, which you're so proud of, and you think, oh, these people must have been very sinful. Prabhupada flipped it around and said, you're the one who's suffering sinful reaction by learning all this nonsense.
So then the result of the sin is the education on the Shastra, we can understand it. If one is not, because if one does sin in the past life, so this life you will be illiterate. The illiterate mean one who is not gone through the spiritual education.
Yes, in the Brihad-bhagavatam, Sanatana Goswami said, what is the meaning of destitute? Destitute. Generally, destitute means what? One has no, yes, no material facilities, is not there. Yes, poverty, yes. But Sanatana Goswami said, that is not true. A destitute person is one who has no Krishna consciousness.
So ultimately we should take in the ultimate sense.
Yes.
That's the
Yes. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
No, I guess I
Put it on.
gotta-
You do that one?
Every time we look at most of our Goswamis or Acharyas within our lineage, now 2 months, we're looking at the 6 Goswamis, Krupa Goswami,
All of them.
Goswami, or Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, Prabhupada. They were all people who were significantly educated in the realms outside of Gaudiya Vaishnavism before they were able to use their critical thinking and rationality in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So there were people who were exposed to maybe Vidya knowledge before they went fully into Gaudiya Vaishnavism, and in spite of that exposition to that knowledge, they were able to refute that with Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And often we say that a truly realized devotee, at least from Nectar of Devotion, is one that is not necessarily just one who follows blind faith, but who has the ability to, okay, there is all this knowledge that exists outside of our world, and that they have enough knowledge and understanding of our scriptures to counter that, right? So since maybe to keep someone to not expose themselves to knowledge outside of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, isn't that just enforcing beliefs of blind faith, of not really encouraging critical thinking to have someone to develop their faith further in Gaudiya Vaishnavism?
You ever heard of Haridas Thakur? I was just wondering, what education do you think he went to? And is the supreme acharya for diving into the holy names and seeing Radha and Krishna right in front of him. So, choose which.
Yes, Haridas Thakur, Sukadeva Goswami, Narada Muni. Narada Muni went to school. Is he literate?
I guess I'm asking in terms of our lineage, in terms of people that we learned from, the books that we learned from.
Narada Muni, Sukadeva Goswami, Sutra Goswami, Gorkishora Babaji Maharaj, Haridas Thakur. They are from our lineage. We are following them.
How would Sukadeva explain the deepest secrets of the Srimad Bhagavatam? How?
Yeah, Sukadeva Goswami. Good school did he go? Sukadeva Goswami.
We just read it. Tesham
Yes.
Sattayutanam Bhajataṁ Priti. Krishna gives the understanding to those who are fully devoted.
Yes.
So that they can come to me, know me, understand me. So it is possible. I can tell you that most of the first generation of devotees, many of them, never went to college
Yeah.
and dropped out, even of high school. Many.
Yes.
And they became the great leaders of our movement
Yes.
in the late 60s
Most of the singers
and early 70s.
Yes. Otto Lobrama, which school did he go?
When I
Lobrama.
dropped out of college, I had one realization. I said to myself, purpose of going to college is supposed to be to learn what you want to do with the rest of your life.
Yes.
Well, I learned what I want to do. So nothing else in that college. I had already achieved the highest understanding. I found what I wanted to do with the rest of my life.
Hmm.
So naturally I dropped out. There was nothing in there
Right.
to compare.
Exactly.
That's how I was thinking.
Yeah. Yes, as we have.
I can name so many devotees that dropped out.
Yes.
They're the most brilliant devotees.
Yes, that is true. Yes, well. Okay.
Maharaj, the criteria of a child born in Krishna consciousness,
Mm.
just giving the steps of Krishna consciousness is enough. Am I right?
Perfect.
Will you take microphone?
A person who born in Krishna consciousness, you don't need any other material stuff, just Prabhupada books and Krishna conscious things are enough for his whole life.
Well, you have to be able to read. Prabhupada wants you to write. There's different things that Prabhupada expects of our devotee children.
So what's the conclusion of this conversation?
If
Do you
you
want to make them to go to universities and then make them got doctorates and then preach the world, or they want to just become an acharya by following the acharyas?
Very few, Prabhupada directed, very few to go to universities, get highest degrees, so because that was the only way that class of people would respect the preacher.
yes.
But for mass preaching, you don't have to have a PhD, and people will just be overwhelmed. So that was a very select, specialized group that Prabhupada wanted to capture. And he
Yes.
only sent a few devotees into the universities. And he warned them, you will be exposed, you could be contaminated. And it happened. Some of our great devotees went to university and became contaminated by the mundane way of their looking at Prabhupada and daily life.
Yes. Yes, bro.
That's what Maharaj just said. They're even more dangerous than the asses of the world. Those university people. Much more dangerous. Hare Krishna.
I guess I wanted to say, Maharaj, it's probably, to answer his question about the conclusion, my understanding is that it's dependent on the case. So, if you're living in the West and you cannot or do not want to live in a brahmacharya ashram the rest of your life, one might need to explore material education and material job to maintain oneself. I was remembering in reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhakti Shastri, we covered, I think in 9.30 of Vichetsudaracharu, Bhakti Thakur mentioned we have two types of duties. We have our worldly duties and our spiritual duties. So in that frame of reference, could we say that it's okay to get a material education and material job if our consciousness is to purify it by using it in Krishna's preaching or sustaining our lives in the Krishna conscious way?
Yes. Yes, bro. What did you say
It's not
something?
mainly why people get jobs. I wish that was the reason, but that's not really the reason.
Yes, that is correct. Yes, bro.
I was just thinking of Chapati in Mumbai. Many of the devotees there, they're highly educated.
Yes.
Shamananda Prabhu, they all have great degrees.
Yes.
But because they did a lot of college preaching there, many devotees joined them and they used their qualifications in the service of So it was transformed.
Yes, the reason Maharaj did that was that majority of people are going to get married. Therefore, this will need some qualifications. So if they want to get married, they will have something to maintain. Instead of just hanging around for nothing and create problem. This is logical. If someone is this verse, what did Krishna say? Even the 270 I read. Prabhupada mentioned that a devotee has all his necessities provided by Krishna. The missing link is if we have that faith, we have that devotion, that we're fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. 922. Bhagavad 922. Those who are constantly devoted to me and worship me with love, I do what? Provide everything that they need. Not only providing everything, Krishna remains with us to make sure it is not exhausted, which is different from demigods providing. Krishna providing is different. So our faith is necessary. Our absorption in Krishna consciousness is necessary. I have practical experience about so many things to prove this in my own life. Many, but I'm not telling. Yes.
Can I just give one small last example?
Yes, brother.
Srila Prabhupada actually developed his Western world headquarters in a way that no one, half of the devotees there were married, but no one had to go out and get an outside job.
Yes.
How is that possible? We had 500 devotees living there, and every one of them was engaged.
Yes.
And the householders were all engaged, either in the kitchen, or being pujaris, or seamstresses, or working in ISKCON Press, or Spiritual Sky, or they were Sankirtan devotees.
Yes.
They were going out on Sankirtan. Everyone was fully engaged within the spiritual community. No one had to go on get an outside job. That's why I said they must have had maybe other desires to fulfill if they went that way.
Right. Right. Thank you very much, brother. Yes, let's move forward.
We had restaurants, we had bakery, we had... There was no limit to the things we kept coming up with
Right.
to engage the devotees.
Right. What is real knowledge? Real Vidya. The Supreme Lord is the proprietor of everything. Anything less than this is avidya. The aim of real education should be self-realization, realization of the spiritual values of the soul.
So then who is educated in this world? This is something to really meditate on,
Yes.
that yellow box. Real.
Yes. What's the opposite? The forgetfulness of the above fact. That's the problem. The more a man forgets this fact of life, the more he is in darkness. Yes. The more a man forgets this fact of life, the more he is in darkness. And in view of this, a godless civilization directed towards the so-called advancement of education is more dangerous than a civilization in which the mass of people are less advanced. There are three classes of men called karmis, jnanis, and yogis. The karmis are those who are engaged in the activities of sense gratification. Almost 99.9% of the people in modern civilization are engaged in the activities of sense gratification under the flags of various activities such as industrialism, economic development, altruism, political consciousness, and so on. But all these activities are more or less based on the satisfaction of the senses, without any reference to the sort of God consciousness described in what? The first mantra of Isopanisad. You are not following? You are not following? Like the ass, the symbol of stupidity. The ass is a symbol of stupidity. People are simply engaged in the pursuit of sense gratification without any real profit in life. In the estimation of Sri Isopanisad, worshipping avidya. Worshipping avidya. And those who play the role of helping, see, when we look at sense gratification, between human beings and animals, who does it better?
Animals are better.
See? You see? Animals?
Are better.
They're better. Animals, do they have a constipation? Animals, they have constipation? Eh? I'm asking, does animals have constipation?
No.
Who has constipation? Human beings. Is that life? That's life. Eh?
That's not
Constipated life is life. That's a vidya. It's a vidya. A man is sleeping on the water bed and not sleeping, full of anxiety, cannot say have to take pills to sleep. Animals sleep on the floor. Do they take pills to sleep? Animal. Do they take sleeping pills? No. Who takes sleeping pills? On what? On top of? Water bed. That's life? Is that life I'm asking? So, sense gratification, we should look at it carefully and understand exactly what it is. We eat scientifically, is it not? With a fork and spoons. And then after that, where? Hospital. Hospital. And spend billions. Animals go to hospitals. Huh? What are we talking about? Sense gratification is not meant for human beings. Lord Savidev said this very clearly. 551. Bhagavatam. Nāyam deho deha bhajam niriloke kāman kāsanhar hate virbhujam je. That's Dr. Savidev. Sense gratification is not for human beings. Animals do it perfectly. Do they rent houses for their wives and children? Animals. I'm asking you, they rent house for their wives and children?
No.
They are afraid of AIDS and HIV? Animals. Who does that? Human being. Is that life? Yes, sir.
One very nice way to think about being an ass. Just work, you're an ass. You finally come home, and what does the she-ass do with its back foot? Kick you in the head. That's what you're coming home to.
Yes.
That's the complete cycle of an ass. After a whole day of work, comes home to be kicked by the she-ass.
Mm.
And he thinks, oh, I'm so happy.
I'm enjoying life.
Yes.
Yes. I'm a happy man. Don't interfere with my enjoyment. So don't bring Krishna consciousness to me. Just leave me as I am to continue to enjoy my life. Prabhupada said, very soon Daddy is going to kick you out of that body. What will you do? Oh, doctor, please, can you give me just 4 years? No, not even one moment. Not even one moment. It's finished. This is our situation. Then, what is the danger? Yeah, we're looking at all these things. Sense gratification makes us to forget our self-interest. We will forget our self-interest and pursue what is not. Therefore, see, Prabhupada used the word sense gratification throughout lecture, throughout the books. So what is sense gratification? Why talk about prema? Why sense gratification? Because it is very dangerous for us to take away our self-interest and leave us with nothing, just a struggle to exist. It's Prabhupada's word. Struggle for existence. It's not life. Hare Krishna. Let's take a break. Let's take a break. We'll continue after 10 minutes of break. Hare Krishna. Yeah.